Yes, guys, welcome to the January Teacher YouTube show. Thank you guys for tuning in. In today's show, we are going to be looking at some of the headlines of the preseason friendlies in the last 24, 48 hours. We've got to review Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. There's big headlines coming out of these teams in terms of how the manager's setting up, especially new managers like Slot and Maresca. What does that mean for our FPL assets? Who's actually shining through in pre-season? Who are we still waiting to come back? And will they make game week 1? And if not, who's playing in their place? Is Oscar Bob worth consideration? Is Kulusevski an option now he's playing potentially as a number 9 for Spurs at 6.5 as a midfielder? Has Madueke caught the eye for Chelsea because he's playing every minute? Yeah, like all of these things need to be discussed. So in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, we'll go through all those teams. I've got various graphics and stuff to show you. Now, hello to everyone joining live. It's good to see so many familiar faces in the chat like Sammy and David and Fanny Boy. And guys, if you are watching on catch up, then thank you guys for joining. This is going to be really looking at those headlines from the last few days. And it's really important pre-season. I would caveat it with the results aren't important. And at times, goals aren't important. What's important is that we are establishing identity and a bit of form. So identity in terms of team structure, who's playing in what role, how they're playing. And we're also looking at fitness levels. We're also looking at players that look sharper because they've had a full preseason or whatever that may be. So far, in a nutshell, my summary is the guys that have had summers off look really fresh. And they will be a couple of weeks ahead of those returning late from the Euros or the Copa America. So an example of that, I look at the Spurs team and go, oh, a lot of their big names, Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, Son, Pedro Porro, summer's off. A full pre-season, they've hit the ground running, and boy, do I look at Spurs and go, yeah, you need a Spurs attacker? I absolutely do. Slot Ball is absolutely cooking, says Malachi. Yeah, good point. We're going to talk about Liverpool as well. Cam is in the house. Thank you to all of our channel members. You can see the members with the emoji by their name, of course, with us, and Sammy too. So look, let's have a look, shall we, at some of the graphics I've got. We're going to start with Chelsea. Oh, now my Ultras members, I can see Malachi's in the chat. Sammy's with us. These guys have already had a voice note from me this morning. Malachi has, John has, in the WhatsApp group, talking about Chelsea. Gucci as well. So guys, I'm sorry you're going to have to hear this twice, but I guess we'll go into slightly different detail. What's really important about Chelsea is just summarizing how they're lining up. And in possession, it is a 3-2-4-1. Now, in that 4, behind the front man, is 2 number 8s. Now, those number 8s have almost number 10s. One will be probably Palmer, and the other is Nkunku. Now, Palmer could play wide on the right, or he could play number 8. The problem with Palmer wide on the right is it's not wide on the right as we saw last season. It's wide on the right where you're being asked to hug the touchline. Maresca does not ask his fullbacks to provide the width. The fullbacks, one is a centre-back in possession, joining the 3, and the other one is in the defensive 2. So it was Gusto alongside Lavia in this scenario. With an inverted fullback, narrow fullbacks, the width comes from Madueke, Sterling, Mudryk, whoever's on those. Now, I don't think that's Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer is wasted really out wide. What you want him is a wide forward drifting in, which doesn't really suit the Maresca system. So with that in mind, does Palmer become a number 10? Yeah, I think he will. Madueke will be a wide man, is worth considering because he's so cheap. Nkunku, player of the match again for Chelsea. FPL Chai is in the house. Chai, we're going to be speaking about Spurs in a minute. Stay tuned. Chai also has Heung-min Son. Guys, I ripped up my team. We'll see my team in a minute. A couple of days ago because I'm sure I need Son. In fact, let's get to that Spurs chat really soon, shall we? Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, do me a favor, just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'm guessing you're all subscribed. If you want to write in the chat, you've got to be a subscriber. But yeah, maybe if you're watching aren't subscribed or wondering why they can't write in the chat. So look, we've spoken about Chelsea and the system is really important. This formation is important. Width from the wingers, not the fullbacks, is the headline. Yeah, we're going to talk Kulu as well, Karan. Absolutely. Son and Porro were hard to ignore. Let me find my Spurs info. We're going to come back to Man City. I want to get to Spurs now. So what did I write on Spurs? Yeah, I literally I tweeted this yesterday. Oh, great. My sub-terms and differential Son can't stop scoring. His ownership's going to skyrocket as everyone realizes he's a better option than Saka at the price point for the start of the season. I've got nothing against Saka. And I'm sure I'll own Saka at some point very soon, but I'm not starting the season with him, and that I'm locked on. And the reason being, I think there's other options out there that are better value for the price point. Now, the Spurs fixtures are really good, tick. But Spurs last season, right, let's just come over. Let me just. Spurs last season, under Postecoglou, do you all remember after like 5-10 weeks, we were ridiculously, the media was ridiculously, Chai might even agree with this, we were talking about Spurs maybe like having a chance of winning the league. Clearly that was nonsense, but, and there is a huge but here, they showed us something for us to say, or for many to say, all Spurs are good. They start the season well under Postecoglou. Small sample size, only 1 year to go on, but we know they start the season well. I fancy them to start in exactly the same way. Now, sure, they'll concede goals. Doesn't matter. They'll outscore teams and they'll win football matches. And in a FPL, our currency are goals and assists, unless we're buying defenders. And I don't think we're buying Porro for his clean sheets. My advice to you guys, whether it's Porro, whether it's Kulusevski, whether it's Brennan Johnson, or ideally Son, you have one of those 4 Spurs players in your team. You have Spurs attack cover, because I think they're going to bang early. And the reason they're going to bang early is they did last year. Many of their players have had a summer off. That is so important. Like, the key men in that team haven't had summer football like most of the top teams. And Son's been playing wide left. And Postecoglou said post-match the other day, he can only play in one position. Sometimes it'll be 9, sometimes it'll be wide left. What does that mean? Well, Richarlison's been out. He's probably going to be sold. Out of favour, whatever. Injured, sold. Who cares? Richarlison's not going to start as the number 9 game week 1. I think Kulusevski is. Please let us know in the chat what you think, Chai. But I think we see Kulusevski starting number 9. Now, Kulusevski is a 6.5 midfielder who in the last couple of friendlies has linked really well with Son off the left and Kulu as the 9. Now, that is a partnership that could whet the appetite for those that can't afford Son. Maybe you go Kulu. Worst case scenario, you get Kulusevski as a number 10 or a wide forward. Kulu is still going to be a legit option. He's a 6.5 mid. It will gain momentum in terms of those that want to cover. Archie Gray has also joined. Again, summer off. Full pre-season for a lot of these Spurs players. It's so important. Good to see you guys watching all over the world. Kulu is such a clever player. That's right. Can we downgrade Son to Johnson? Personally, I'm not. That's not something I'd do. I would consider downgrading him to Kulu. But for my team, I think Son's in. It's just really interesting at Spurs. And I think that when we look at the fixtures, we see goals. We might not see clean sheets. Let me just give one final point on Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro takes up right. How many defenders are in FPL? Let's say every defender in FPL, there is not a defender that takes up a sexier average position than Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro takes up the best average position in terms of attacking threat than any other defender in the game. And at 5.5 million, he might just become still a very good value option for his price point. He might outperform that, and he might perform like a 6.57 because of goals and because of assists. Now, we know last season only 3 defenders got more points than him, the Arsenal lads. And we know why Porro doesn't get mass hauls. It's because of clean sheets. But maybe if he increases his attacking returns even more, he doesn't need them. Will he get them this season at Spurs clean sheet? I don't fancy him to get that many. But attacking returns are due. Now, he's not in my team. But I think he would be if I didn't have a Spurs midfielder. I would be covering that Spurs attack. And Porro is a way of doing that. Chai says he had the most amount of shots for a defender last season, 53. Yeah, and if you go off his pre-season average position, he's absolutely got it all. His positions are mental. Yeah, Sammy says the same. Thank you, guys. Yeah, and just on Kulu, Chai says, I'd agree Kulu 100% starts in the 9. Been impressive pre-season. Also think regardless, if we sign a striker, he won't be involved game 1. Takes bit exactly. And I think what we're going to see with Spurs is we're going to see them coming in a late bid for a number 9. Because Daniel Levy, what we know about him, when he buys in transfer windows, he buys late in windows because he wants a bargain. And you're more likely to get a bargain if you buy on the last 24, 48 hours. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bid for Tony come in from Levy. Thinks he can get him on the cheap. Last day of the window, maybe gets him. Although with Brentford's injuries, maybe not. But that's what's going to happen at Spurs. So yeah, for the first couple of game weeks, Kulu should be in good Kulu should be good. And again, he's such a good player. He'll play somewhere else. Let me go back to some of those other teams then. So we've done Spurs and Chelsea. And we'll come back to all of these and ask questions about any of them, guys. Thank you, by the way, for liking the stream. How are we doing for likes live? If you're in as well. I'm just going to refresh. By the way, I have got a poll running. Which player from pre-season has made you want to own him even more? And 43% of you have said Son, 39% have said Nkunku, and then a few have said Kulusevski and Bob. Bob at 14%. Interesting. Only 4% on Kulu. Guys, only 29 of you have hit that like button. Hopefully we can improve on that. And a few of you hopefully are coming in to subscribe today as well. Chai is in the chat. Go subscribe to FPL Chai as well. A very good friend of mine. And we'll see some of Chai hopefully on this channel in the next couple of days. Loving this content style. Thanks. I do lives when the season's up, and I was like, I missed them. I've not done a live with you guys all pre-season, so I was like, I need to do another live. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the live, guys. Do show your appreciation by sharing or whatever. Arsenal. The one player that's caught my eye most, if I'm going off eye test scouting, is the guy in picture. No one's talking about Martinelli. Last season, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka were the same price at 8.5. The season before that, they all got the same points, which is why they're the same price. Now, I'm not saying Martinelli is a better option than Saka and Odegaard. What I'm saying is for the price, you save 3 million on Saka and 1.5 million on Odegaard. If you think he's going to start, and that is a big if, he is competing with Trossard on the left. He's competing with even Jesus on the left, because if we assume Havertz is the number 9, Martinelli has got a lot of competition. But if you think he's going to start the season, and he looked so sharp against Man United the other day, he scored a brilliant goal against Man United, then Martinelli in open play offers similar threat to Saka. Arguably at times as more than Saka. People won't like me saying that. Saka comes with so much more though. Guaranteed minutes, set pieces, shares them in Martinelli, but penalties. I just think there's something in Martinelli as a differential option. If you have an appetite for the fact that even when he starts, gets hooked at 60, 70 minutes. I don't know. I don't think I'll go there yet. I think it's too risky, but just monitor him. Smith Rowe in game week 1. Yeah, we'll talk about Smith Rowe. I do think Smith Rowe is a legit option at 5.5. I also like Minte at 5.5. I like Kamada at Crystal Palace at 5.5 as well. And obviously the more sort of templatey 5.5s like Hudson Odoi. Madueke, I think is 5.5 or 6 as well. FYI. Let's talk about Liverpool, and Liverpool fans in the chat like Gucci. Let us know what you think. Liverpool. I watched all 8 minutes of this press conference this morning. I watched the extended highlights of the game. I watched all the press conference from Slot. The last question he was asked was the most interesting. Actually, there's 2. He was asked about Salah, and he said, yes, Salah's really fit. He was asked about Salah being in good shape. And then he made a point of going, but this isn't about Salah. All the players that came back are really fit. So, okay, he doesn't want that kind of big fish mentality that Liverpool have perhaps had over the years with Salah. So, he compliments Salah, but doesn't really go to town on him. Then he's asked about Jota, and he says, he speaks it up. Like, Jota only played 45 minutes, his first game pre-season. Straight away, I think it helps to have someone that naturally plays in that position, because they had Szoboszlai and Elliott playing as like number 9, 10s last game. It helps if you have a striker who is smart, intelligent, and knows when to make the deep runs and how to hold the ball. That sounds like Gakpo. It sounds like Jota. It doesn't sound like Darwin. Darwin is not the most intelligent footballer. He doesn't make the smartest runs. He doesn't hold the ball up as well as he should. And I do wonder if Jota, because he's involved in pre-season more than Gakpo, if Jota starts game week 1, and if he starts and plays well in game week 1, he keeps his place. Now, you could see Jota and Gakpo, but I think what's very likely, it'll be one of them, and then it will be Szoboszlai or Elliott. So Szoboszlai, Jota, Elliott, Gakpo. It'll be one from each. Elliott played sensationally, as Gucci says. Brilliant couple of assists. He did say in that press conference, though, Arnie Slot, he said, Elliott, yeah, he did play well, but I was frustrated with him at times. Fantasy Football Scout are in the house, all aboard the Nkunku train. You can see Scout's logo, by the way, up there. I've got some graphics in a minute to show from Scout. There is a link in the description if you want to be a Scout member. It's 40% off at the moment, which is a pre-season deal. You won't get that throughout the season. Now, I'd say this every stream, genuinely, the offer you get at Scout is better than any offer to any individual YouTuber you'll get. So if you pay a monthly membership, like my monthly members are in the house, but I know most of them are Scout members too, it's insane value. For a small fee, you get access to so much. And we're going to show some of the stuff you get access to. But do check out Fantasy Football Scout. If you're into your data, you got it all. But if you want the editorial pieces as well, loads of it's free, but you get loads of extra content too. So go check them out. I'm guessing the vast majority of you are already Scout members, and I'm speaking to the converted, but let's see. So look, we've spoken Jota. Here straight away. This was a Scout quote or a graphic they made for their social. We got to talk about Man City, because what did Pep say a couple of days ago when talking about Foden and a few others? De Bruyne, I think, was also mentioned in this. They're not going to be involved in the Community Shield. We just saw with Jota, his first game back pre-season, 45 minutes. Maybe Rodri comes in and starts game week 1. I don't see Foden playing more than 45, an hour best case, but probably 30. So for me, out my team. What about the Haaland injury? Guys, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're going to know in the Community Shield. If he doesn't make the Community Shield squad or he comes off injured, then we panic. But let's not worry about Haaland. Assume he's fit and plan accordingly. Kev is in the house. Hello, Kev. Good to see you guys. Yeah, Chelsea fans are loving that. What I would say about the Haaland niggle is, before that niggle, he actually scored a goal and it wasn't given. It crossed the line and it wasn't given because there's no goal line tech. But it was a good goal. Again, who got the assist? Oscar Bob. Yeah, honestly, like Oscar Bob is linking so well with Haaland. And I watched Doku. This is on the right-hand side. I watched Doku so many times and go, you never find Haaland. Bob does that. And I think Bob is a differential punt for the first couple of weeks. Sure, he's a transfer out waiting to happen. But he's paying very well, and I expect him to light up the Community Shield and then people to buy him. He's a 5 million mid, by the way, Oscar Bob. But Haaland has scored in every game in the US, because let's say the game he went off, the ball crossed the line, wasn't given, but he scored. The Norwegian link-up, both played together for Norway, of course. So look, let's talk about some other players that have caught the eye for City. Jack Grealish, full pre-season. Again, I'm looking at players like the Spurs players. It's like, full pre-season, it matters. And Grealish has looked really good. Like, what did Pep say? He was aggressive. I know in controlling the ball he's good, but he made 4 or 5 shots, and that's what Pep wants from Grealish. He wants to see Aston Villa Grealish a little bit more aggression, a little bit more direct play, more shots, more goals. And Grealish has come out and said he wants more goals for his games. This is what he wants. He has to improve himself, but I'm really pleased with how he played. Now, I think for that left-hand side, yeah, he's going to start the first few games. So eyes on Grealish at 6.5. I've never seen him as an FPL asset. At City, really. And I don't think he will be for me, but depending on your risk appetite, you might want to consider him. What I would say, Grealish's addition to the team does affect Gvardiol. Because when Grealish isn't in the team, Gvardiol hugs the touchline. He's not as advanced, but he's on the touchline. Grealish in the team affects Gvardiol's position. I don't know if it changes his output, though. Check out the output from Gvardiol in the game he played in New York when Man City was hugging the touchline against Barcelona. Gvardiol, look at this position he's in. It's like De Bruyne. Like, he's in a number 10. That's Gvardiol's just passed the ball. That is an assist, by the way. Cutting through the lines, and then the young kid from the academy scores with his left foot in the bottom corner. Gvardiol has shown great goal threat, whether Grealish is on the pitch or not. Just means he's more inverted, which means, arguably, his goal threat's higher. Again, this was a right foot pass from Gvardiol. Gvardiol scored a banger with his right foot last season. He scored this assist with his right foot. This is a 2-footed player who's got goals and assists in his game. He's a 6 million defender. The more I watch Gvardiol, the more I think, am I being silly risking it with 7 million Trent when I could save 1 million go Gvardiol if I'm only going 1 premium? I think to start the season as well, in terms of minutes, we don't have to worry about Gvardiol. Unlike some of the other Man City defenders, like say Diaz, like this is a guy, even Ake, and Ake is his biggest threat on the left back. No full pre-season. Gvardiol's had it because Croatia didn't last long. I like Gvardiol, and I do look at my team and go, oh, does he need to be in? He might just be coming into my team very, very shortly. Guys, thank you, by the way, for joining. We've got 150 of you in the chat. Do vote in the poll. At the moment, Son has caught the eye most pre-season. And thank you all for your comments. If you're wondering why you can't comment, you need to hit that subscribe button, and then you can write in the chat. But hopefully you're subscribing because you know I've got so much cool pre-season content planned and you want to watch it. So we've spoken about Man City, we've spoken about Spurs, and we've spoken about Chelsea and Arsenal. What about Newcastle? Mark in the chat just said about Newcastle, and Jacob Murphy's getting a lot of attention. All I'd say about Jacob Murphy is there's a good chance he's replaced on that right-hand side. What we do know is Gordon and Barnes are probably higher in the pecking order. And you could see Barnes even playing on the right-hand side instead of Murphy. But Murphy's done well pre-season. He could start the first couple of game weeks. I just don't see Newcastle not signing a replacement for say, an Almiron. Regardless, Isak, I think it's going to be my captain game week 1. What are you guys thinking with captaincy? Should we do an early captain poll in the chat? Are you looking at Isak? Because no one's talked captain yet because we're all making our squads. But game week 1 captain, do you think you'll go Isak, who is home to Southampton? Will you go Haaland away to Chelsea? Or will you go Salah away to Ipswich? Get voting, but genuinely, I think I'm on. Isak keeps scoring pre-season. I think the Southampton fixture is as good as you can ask for, and it's at home, St James's Park. We know what they do there. Yeah, Son, Marco, fair point. Fair point. Like, Son is away to Leicester. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Gary's with us as well. Yeah, Marco again there. Isak captain. Yeah, what has happened to the likes? Son away to Leicester could be a shout. Guys, this is part of the reason why I'm so keen to cover that game. I'm so keen to cover that Spurs game. Just Spurs attack in general, I really want to cover. But Newcastle attack too. One player I've got in my team, and he hasn't left it, is Anthony Gordon. But with him not playing pre-season, I'm still a little bit like twitchy. Like, is he going to be ready for game week 1? I assume he's going to be a bit like Saka. He'll be ready, unlike say a Foden. But I can't deny, like, those midfield slots. There's a lot of midfielders I like. And Gordon's one of them. But do I know for sure he's going to start and play 90 minutes game week 1? Is he going to be fit? Like, he has had a busy summer. Forget the fact he didn't get many minutes. The guy was still training every day. He was still away. He wasn't on the beach. So Gordon worries me slightly, but Isak, there's no worry whatsoever. Let me know your thoughts in the chat about Gordon or in the comments if you're watching on catch up. Guys, by the way, do hit that subscribe button because I know there's loads of you in now thinking, I've never seen this guy before. I've seen him, but I haven't actually ever clicked that subscribe button because he's not convinced me enough or whatever. I've got tons of pre-season content planned, but also just throughout the year, this channel, we'll have some lives, but you're going to get, hopefully, a wealth of good info from me throughout the season. Team reveals, game week previews, loads of differential and eye test chat. That's kind of the stuff I really enjoy doing, as well as data from the Scout members area. Loads of screen grabs there for you. So do hit subscribe if you fancy. And if you want to be a member, by the way, you can join. You can see all my members. They're highlighted with emojis. But yeah. Malachi says, also Gordon still linked with... Yeah, Malachi, that's a good point. Does that matter? Yeah, it does. Players linked with Mood. And maybe that should put us off Eze too. Like, there's going to be bids for Eze, isn't there? I really hope Eze stays. You went all West Country. Gordon worries me slightly. Delia's in. Oh, I missed these. Hopefully I'll see Delia in a few weeks at Fantasy Football Fest. Like and subscribe. There you go. Big Tip says, Salah captain, game week 1 promoted side. Don't complicate it. It is away from home, though. Isak's at home. If Salah was at home to Ipswich, the world and their dog would own him. I'm not even going to own Salah, by the way. So I can't captain him. I don't think I'll own him. 55% of you are saying Isak. No one's captaining Haaland. That's interesting because last year, Haaland at Chelsea scored points. It's 4-4 at Stamford Bridge. Thanks, Offcore. Yeah, it's cool. I like the extra stuff. Lewis Hall, yeah. Interesting captain choice, though. I watched the Liverpool-Arsenal match last night. Liverpool have been outstanding, even though It was a friendly. Yeah, that first half, Liverpool were way better, weren't they? We've just gone through some of those Liverpool players, Delia. You're absolutely right. Kev's the best in the WhatsApp group. There you go. You get some great guys, including me. That's well said, Kev. Well said. Malachi's in the WhatsApp group. John's with us. Sammy's in the WhatsApp group. Yeah, loads of you guys are. Kulu or Johnson or Gibbs White, and how do you rank them 1 to 3? Yeah, I mean, I would rank, I think now, Kulu 1, Gibbs White 2, Johnson 3. I don't know what it is about Brennan, but I've never been a massive fan in FPL. I just worry about his minutes. Like, he's always the first player to be subbed off if he's playing badly. Guys, Man United, by the way, in terms of news, I saw Scout tweet this morning. Yoro is out for 3 months. Hoyland's out for 6 weeks. So Zerkie's going to be starting. You might even see some games of Bruno false 9, or Rashford even went off injured. So yeah, injury problems at United. João Pedro, by the way, guys, is back in training. That was a really big sort of headline I saw this morning. Wanted to update you on that. Yeah, I know you're right, Bricks87. I don't. And look, maybe that's a blind spot. So João Pedro back in the mixer, guys. 5.5 forward with Southampton signing Diaz as well. Does that put us off Armstrong a little bit? Maybe a tad. Maybe a tad. And guys, this is my team. This is just the 11. The bench is fodder, right? I've got 4 million defenders on the bench, Barco and Harbour Bellis, and I've got 4.5 midfielder wings. At the moment, this is my 11. The guys I'm twitchy on, Gordon, Havertz. I really like. I really want to go for a punt on like a Madueke or a Kulusevski or a Jota, players that no one have got. Like, could Jota come in for Gordon here? Yeah. Look, I'm happy with the team. Murillo, by the way, I don't know if I'm going to go with. I'm going to cover that Nottingham Forest defence, though, whether it's through the keeper or through a defender. We need to know at Forest who is the starting goalkeeper. If it's Miguel, the giant, he's 4.5, and I could just go Miguel. And Murillo, I was speaking to Mark Southerns the other day, who said, don't go Murillo, go Aina. Go Aina, because you'll get more attack, and he's nailed still. Right wing back, Aina. Former Chelsea player. Same front seven, nice. Yeah, Minte is a great punt. Muniz could be a punt. Like, I could go Havertz to Muniz, Gordon or Eze to a Jota, and then probably squeeze a Gvardiol in. It's on my mind. Gvardiol is on my mind. I think Gvardiol would be in way more teams if he didn't have Chelsea first, but I don't think that should bother us that much. Thoughts on Bruno game week 1 instead of Son? Don't think that's for me. I think I prefer Bruno game week 1. Malagusto, yeah. What about Munoz? Munoz is great. It's just 5 million, isn't it? He's worth the extra 0.5 if you can find it on an Anderson or a Henderson. Oh, he's the best player. Of course he's nailed. Yeah. Harvey Elliott could be a bit of a differential punt too. 5.5. Porro, I love. These are all good options, guys. I'm going to come back to answering your questions in just a sec. But before I do, can I ask you all a favour? Whether you're watching on Catch Up or you're watching on live right now, I have joined, and you're going to see a lot of these guys, I've joined forces with Sleeper. Have you heard of them yet? Have you heard of Sleeper yet? I'm guessing you have. If you've heard of Sleeper, can I urge you, can just 20 of you, 10 of you right now, I just want to see if this works. Download the Sleeper app, okay? So if you see in my description, you'll see there's a link, top line of the description, on your phone. Just download that app. And with that, you can join straight to my mini league. Give it a go, guys. In my mini league, all you've got to do each week is predict the result of a football match. 10 football matches, Premier League football matches, predict the result, and then you go in a leaderboard. I am going to give away weekly and monthly prizes, okay? I'm going to start off, I think they're allowing me to do this, by the way. I'm going to start off game week 1 in August. The top point scorer by predicting these games will win a PlayStation 5. At the moment, I've got 50 of you in my mini league. I might only get to 100. You have a 1 in 100 chance of winning a PlayStation 5 the first weekend in August, and prizes throughout the season. There's 38 weeks, 38 different competitions effectively, and a season-long game. All you've got to do is download the link in the description on your phone and then go through to my mini league, and then you'll be asked, Man United, Fulham, home win, away win, draw. So I've gone draw. Ipswich Liverpool, I've gone Liverpool. Arsenal Wolves, I've gone Arsenal. Brighton Everton, I've gone Brighton away from home to win. I've gone Forest to beat Bournemouth. Newcastle to beat Southampton. It's that simple. It's really quick and easy, but you've got to follow the link in my description and then go straight through to my mini league. And let me know in the chat if it's working for you. I know loads of my members. Oh, you can don't have to. I think you can do it on desktop too. Let me know if it works. Marco's going to join. He's in the WhatsApp, so he's seen loads of spam about it already. But you guys in the chat that aren't in my WhatsApp group, you can do it all on web browser too. I just want to know if it's working for you on different devices. So you effectively, today, guys, are my guinea pigs. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this live stream. But I want you in that league early because, yes, it's a season-long game. You've got to score points from 1 to 38. And at the end of the season, I'm going to give away ridiculous prizes. I'm looking at MacBooks, iPhones. They've given me... This is ridiculous. Right? They have given me, I honestly, the fund I've got to give out in prizes between now and game week 38 is £8,000. They're not allowed to give out cash. So they've said you've got an £8,000 allowance to give out prizes, whether it's football shirts, Xboxes, PlayStation 5s. I want you guys to win those prizes. And game week 1, certainly the first few game weeks, you've got a way better chance because as the season goes on, I'm going to have more and more people join the same league. It's only one league. So join now, have a much better chance of winning early. So download the Sleeper app in the description. You'll go straight through to my mini league if you use the link in the description. Join and then just play the game. Just predict the outcome of 10 football matches on game week 1. You can make the choices now. You can change. You can even make your choices for game week 2, 3, and 4 if you want to. But there are tons of prizes to win. And the big headline is I'm going to give away a PlayStation 5 mid-August game week 1 for the top point scorer. In the event of a tie, I will do something stupid. Like I'll get the 5 players that all got the winning 8 points and I'll do a spin the wheel and I'll do it live and one of you will win. I want it to be one of my YouTubers. I want it to be one of my members. Thank you, guys. Let me know if it works. This is completely free, this game. There's no upselling on the app. There's no cryptocurrency. There's no gambling. It's an awesome, awesome tool for fantasy sports. They're an American company. They've always done NFL and stuff. They're moving into soccer. And as they move into soccer, they're working with YouTubers and content creators in the FPL space. You're going to see a ton of it in the next couple of weeks. I'm here early to tell you about my league and my prize. So yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I really hope you it works for you. I was hoping to do the live chat so I can get instant reaction. Oh, good. Here we go. We've got Flanny Boy says, works to try and just download it on iPad. Great. And on iPad, did it take you straight to my league? That's one thing I'm worried about, just because a few of my channel members said yesterday they struggled joining my league. Downloading the app wasn't a problem, but I just want to make sure my league works. The link in the description should take you straight to my league. Thanks, Dante. Yeah, it does sound great. Honestly, it's working great. Just join. Oh, thanks, Laura. That's really good to know. Oh, Malachi says, I've been doing NFL drafts with them for a couple of years. Oh, awesome. Malachi is in Australia, but that's great to know as an Aussie playing NFL through Sleeper. I mean, Sleeper's if you're in the US, you've all heard of Sleeper. But many of us in the UK are like, oh, who are these guys? Unless you're into American sports, you may not have known. And many watching have said they're going to go and join. They're going to go and join later. I'm just going to go onto the app to see because I can see my standings. And yeah, it does look like. Yeah, there's even a chat box. I can see who's joining. Hello. So again, like we can DM. You can DM me. You can do polls. I'm really excited about it. I think I'm going to spend a ton of time on this app. And so the game is called Pick'em. So I'm just going to go and I'm still working out the app myself. Yeah, here we go. I'm just putting a comment in the chat to you all that have just joined. Hey, that's good. It works. Honestly, I was worried last night because I had a couple of YouTube members. I don't know if Brandon's in, but Brandon just couldn't join. And I was saying, no, I've done all this promotion for it. I put it on my Instagram, put it on Twitter. I sent it to my YouTube members and they were going, and most joined. And then Brandon was going, I just can't do it. And I just kept sending him the link and it wasn't working for him. It was completely my fault. I'd shared a wrong version of the link, which allowed you to download, but didn't allow you to join my mini league. And I was like, oh, Gianni, another tech fail from Gianni. It's just so predictable. Honestly, Sammy was struggling as well. Honestly, I think I shared with you a wrong version of the link. In our WhatsApp, I think I shared 2 or 3 links instead of just the one. I shared it a couple of times, and the second or third time was wrong. It's completely free. Yeah. It's like, honestly, it's completely free. Like, there's no gimmick here. No gimmick whatsoever. Like, I'm going to be working with these guys all season, and they've given me £8,000 to spend on prizes for you lot. So I'm like, what are the best prizes? In fact, let me know in the chat. Like, if let's say there's a winner of something, a weekly competition, or you finish third, or however I do the prizes, I haven't figured it out yet. I'll probably spend up to like 500 quid, 600 quid on a prize. So what are the best prizes? But I want prizes for 100 quid too, right? Because it might be a third place monthly position. So football shirt of choice is a good one. I think Xbox and PS5 are good ones. I can't give out cash. I could give out maybe an Apple or an Amazon voucher. And then season long game, I'm thinking like a MacBook or an iPhone. Let me know in the chat what you think. They've given us complete flexibility on this, which is really cool. Signed shirts, yeah. A date with Melissa Reddy. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. So, guys, yeah. Cup final tickets, yes, that's a really good one. Do you know what? That's because it's end of season as well. I like that. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Gwyn. Yeah, football tickets is great. I mean, the end of for a monthly. Let me. Yeah, it's a great shout. London-based football tickets is good. There's so many guys playing will be international, but you could fly over, couldn't it? If I had tickets to a really good game. Signed football shirts have great shirts. Yeah, maybe I do a deal to see what they've got. Date with Gianni. By the way, I'm hoping to see loads of you in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if Kev's coming. I think you are, Kev. If you are a channel member and you pay $2.99 a month, or you're an ultra, and you fancy coming to Fantasy Football Fest, I'm in London running the event on Friday, is it the 14th? Deadline day, game week 1. Vauxhall. Do not buy a ticket. Come for free because you're a channel member. So just let me know if you're coming and I'll put you on the guest list, guys. I don't want my channel members spending a penny on a ticket. It's 25 quid, but it's a completely free ticket to you guys. Oh, good. Yeah, I'll pay the 3,000 fee to fly you over from Australia, Gucci. Sorry, mate. It's the 16th. I should know that. Yeah. Rubbish. Guys, I have recaps. If you've just joined, let me go through some of the headlines. I mean, go back and watch, but we've spoken about Chelsea's new formation. We've spoken about the requirement for the wide men to stay wide because the fullbacks don't do it. Does that mean Palmer plays as central with Nkunku, supporting the number 9? I think it does. It's almost like a front 5, back 5 system. I've mentioned Martinelli as a differential. We've spoken about Jota, who I really like and think could start game week 1. We've spoken about Man City rested assets. Grealish one to watch, a Bob one to watch. Gvardiol playing more inverted with Grealish, but still offers loads of assist threat. Sonny can't stop scoring. And guys, we have to cover that Spurs attack, whether it's Porro. Brennan I don't love, but I get it. Kulusevski is playing as the number 9. Got a lot of love for Kulu. 6.5 mid. Isak's a must. Man United injuries. João Pedro back training. There you go. You didn't need to watch the first 40 minutes. You could just watch that 1 minute. That was my recap of today's show. Oh, and also the other recap is I'm giving away £8,000 worth of prizes if you download the link and join my Sleeper League. All you have to do for Sleeper is predict the outcome of 10 games each week. Simple, win, lose, draw, go in a leaderboard. I give away a PlayStation 5. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. That's what they say, isn't it? Greetings from Greece. Minte, like that. So yeah, the good thing is it's worked. Let me just check the league. And you can, when you're in, we can chat and DM and there's a chat and it's a cool tool. Yeah. Yeah, it's worked. All right, cool. Love that saying so much. Fanny's now my uncle. Okay. Gonna join channel. Need to log into my computer. Oh, Laura, that's cool. Yeah, well, as a channel member, you can do. I'd love that. Channel member stuff is all on screen now if you want to know more. Squad, what you'll see with my members, guys, is we get to know each other. My members are my mates, right? So I know that Marco is from South America, Chile, lives in Australia, plays semi-pro football, and supports Liverpool. And he watched the game last night. I know Gucci also lives in Australia, not on the West Coast like Malachi, but on the East Coast. He also supports Liverpool, and he's from the UK. I know that Kev lives up north and comes to Fest and has a beautiful young daughter. And he's always really good on team news in the chat. So you get it. You get it, right? You get it. a prize. Did I see one of the prize options that Janny should give dinner? Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Croatia. My team, guys. How many? Let's get back to FPL. 49% of you are saying you're going to captain Isak at home to Southampton. 49% of you think you're going to captain Isak home Southampton. I genuinely think I will. Oh, cool, Marco. If you upgrade your membership, I do need your number for the WhatsApp group. So will you DM me on Instagram or so I got your mobile number. I don't think my DMs are open on Twitter because I get too many rate my teams. But on Insta, you can DM me and give me your number and I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. Great. We'd love you in the chat, mate. Yeah, maybe as a prize to meet a footballer for the day. That could be cool. Yeah. I'm not mates with enough footballers. That's the problem. What about coming with me to Sky Sports News on a Saturday? Watch from behind the scenes. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's a cool prize. Yeah, anyway. Again, it's just those in England. That's the problem. Well, my FPL team, who's safe, who's not? What do you like about it? What don't you? Oh, you're all in my mini league, I expect. Players that are vulnerable. Let me go for the players I feel like are locked. Honestly, Pope's not locked, but a Newcastle defence is. Might be Livramento, Hall, Burn. Forest defence is, but not locked. Mikalenko, not locked. So I'm going to say Forest position at the back, Newcastle position locked. Trent and Mikalenko aren't. Son feels locked to me. Eze not locked. Gordon not locked. Nkunku locked. Havertz not locked. Isak locked. And I think Haaland locked if fit. Not bad, right? Not bad. Like most of my team. Well, over half my team. Over half, not most. But yeah. Give me a number, guys. How many players would you look at? Do you look at your team? How many of them do you go locked? Don't know. Let's call out some numbers. Yeah, that'd be fun. Smith throwing for Gordon would save some money, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, really, Mark? He scored 3 and 3. What more do you want? Son because of the price point. Yeah, not just Son because he's so good. 8, yeah, 7. Yeah. I've just seen the time. Christ. Guys, I need to go pick my daughter up from nursery. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you guys for... Linda says 2. Loads of you are saying 2. Okay, so I'm saying more like 4, 5. I'm saying like half my 11. No, I'm not actually. I'm saying covering positions. So in terms of players, I'm saying Nkunku, Son, Isak, Haaland. Yeah, that's 4. But then I'm saying Forest and Newcastle defenders, which makes it 6. Yeah, okay. Oh no, Gabriel can't join the Sleeper League. I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. Gabriel, if you hit the link in the description, that takes you to download the app. And once you've downloaded, it takes you straight to my mini league. So it should work. Guys, if you do, keep trying, mate. I'm sure it will work. Just the key is the link in the description takes you to my mini league. It's got to be that because the URL is different. But if not, DM me on Instagram and we can chat and work it out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. On your way out, I ask you to do 3 things, please, if you fancy and want to support the channel. You've already hit the like button, so you don't need to do that. Number 2, subscribe. Most of you have already subscribed, but I know loads of you wouldn't have because you're not in the chat. So like and subscribe, 1 and 2. And number 3, if you haven't already done it, I want you guys to win the 8 grand's worth of prizes I've got. I want you guys to win the football shirts, the PlayStations, the Xboxes. So genuinely get involved in the Sleeper app. Link in the description. They're going to be around all season. It's free. It's no gambling. It's no coins or tokens or cryptos. These guys are legit and are really, really good. And I wouldn't be pushing it if I didn't love it. So yeah, predict the outcome of 10 games each week. Win, lose, or draw. It's that simple. Leaderboard, win prizes. I will say goodbye. Thank you very much, guys. I've got a video coming out tomorrow and the next day, so stay tuned on my channel for that. If you want to see my team, I've got team reveal out. I've done a differentials video yesterday. Loads of content on this channel. Go check it out. For now, guys, thank you very much for joining this live. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.